Hey, this is Steve Walker, and in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to teach you the only 5 things every man needs to lose up to 20 kilos of body fat and build some serious muscle in just 12 weeks without giving up all the things that you love. And number 1, what you drink. Now, I'm talking about staying hydrated, and also we're going to talk about alcohol. Drinking enough water is going to improve your focus. It's going to reduce stress. It's going to help your body detox, and it's going to even improve your metabolism. Now, when we're talking about alcohol, we've got to understand what alcohol does. Actually, it increases your estrogen levels, it slows down your metabolism, and it actually makes your body struggle to recover. And of course, when we drink, we tend to make bad food choices. So I'm going to explain to you later the types of alcohol you can drink if you must, and exactly how to mitigate those effects on the body. Number 2, those macros. We're talking about proteins, fats, and carbs. And now each one of these 3 things has a massive benefit to your body, but you've got to understand how it works. So firstly, number 1, the daddy is protein. Now, protein is responsible for muscle, skin, hair, teeth, nails. It can either be used by the body or you're going to get rid of it. Now, having enough protein is also going to help you burn body fat. Ingesting more protein actually increases your metabolism. Number 2, fats. Fats are important for brain function. Quite often, if you feel a bit low, having a bit of avocado will perk you up. It's also super important for your immune system and many other functions of the body. Now, carbs are your easy source of energy. Carbs basically fuel the brain, and this is the reason quite often why, when we feel low, we crave carbohydrates, especially when you're getting that coffee with a mixture of caffeine and carbs. But the big downside with carbs is that if they're not used as energy, what will happen is the blood sugar will spike, your body's going to send out insulin, and we're actually going to store those carbohydrates as body fat. Number 3 is sleep. Now, getting enough sleep is going to massively increase your metabolism. It's going to help you grow more muscle, and actually 75% of your growth hormones are produced while you sleep. So if you're going to get less than 7 hours a night, you can expect on average to have 1/3 more body fat than somebody that gets more. It's important for your memory. It's been proven that people that get more sleep are less likely to get Alzheimer's later in life, and it's going to increase your metabolism. On top of that, it's going to help regulate your blood sugar, so you tend not to crave junk as much. Now, bad sleep, what does that do? Well, as I mentioned, it can increase your body fat up to 1/3 more if you're getting less than 7 hours sleep. It's going to weaken your immune system. It's going to make you more prone to injury, and it's going to slow down your recovery. You want high testosterone, you need sleep. In fact, there are 2 sides to the nervous system. There's a sympathetic, when you're stressing it out through exercise, through stresses of life, and then the parasympathetic, when your body produces all those hormones you need to recover, is mainly activated whilst you sleep. Number 4 is training. So there are 2 types of training. You've got your resistance training and you've got your cardio training. Now, what we need to understand is that the goal of losing body fat is to have a big engine. You imagine you're sat in traffic in a 1-litre car or a 3-litre car. The 3 litre is going to burn far more fuel when sat in traffic than the 1 litre, even though you're not going anywhere. Well, the body works the same. Think of your muscle as being your engine. Bigger engine, more BMR, meaning your basal metabolic rate, the amount of calories you burn at rest, is massively going to be improved. On top of that, when you smash a big full body training session, for the next 48 hours, your metabolism is going to go through the roof. On top of that, of course, your growth hormones, your testosterone, all those good male things are going to be in your body. The other side, of course, is cardio. Super important for getting the heart rate pumping, super important for burning calories. Technically, you'll burn more calories doing cardio than you will doing weight training. However, what will happen if you just do cardio, you're going to lose all the muscle mass, meaning that your metabolism will slow and the body fat's going to pile straight on. So you need a combination of the big movements and the cardio. Number 5, listen carefully. This is a secret sauce. Baby steps and accountability. The reason baby steps work, because what you've got to understand is when we make a massive change, that triggers our flight or fight. Okay, there's a part of the brain called the amygdala, or we call it the lizard brain, that's basically there to protect us from being attacked. Unfortunately, when we're stressed out by making massive changes or anything else in life, our stress hormones go through the roof. We go into flight or fight, and we give up, we clam up, and we don't want to do any more. So if we don't trigger that flight or fight with our transformation plan, and we do that by baby steps, because if you change too quickly, those alarm bells will trigger and you'll get shut down, and that's why you've done your January New Year's resolution, you smashed it for a month, and then you miss that session, and before you know it, you're back where you started or worse. This is about having a coach. This is about committing to the process, telling as many people as possible that you can absolutely change your body, and then you don't look like an idiot. Use something that I call PPP, positive peer pressure, okay? You go on Facebook, you tell the world that you can lose 15 kilos in the next 12 weeks. You keep people updated on your process, and that pressure will keep you on track. You could have the best personal trainer in the world, but where a coach comes in is that other 163 hours maybe you're outside of the gym is when you're really going to transform your body. The nutrition, the sleep habits, the lifestyle habits that will really make that difference. Now you know what these 5 key things are. How can you implement those in your life today? Well, number 1, hydration. You want to be aiming for about a litre of water per 25 kilograms of body weight. So I'm, say, 16 stone, I'm gonna need 4 litres a day. Work to that basis. Another little tip is make sure that you quit drinking that water about 3 hours before you go to bed. Otherwise you're gonna be up all night getting rid of the water. Number 2, alcohol. Speaking of alcohol, we need to understand what it does to the body. So if you are gonna drink, you wanna have something like a vodka and slimline tonic, gin and tonic. The medium level calories would be, say, a glass of wine, and your super high level calories would be beer. What you've got to understand when it comes to alcohol and losing weight is it's going to increase your estrogen levels. Like I say, it's going to slow down your metabolism. It's going to make you store more body fat, and it's also going to impair your recovery as well as the willpower, which tends to mean that we make a bad decision. Hence the greasy kebab on a Friday night. I think you all know where I'm coming from here. Make sure when you go to the toilet as well, that when you look in the pan, that it's pretty much watercolored, maybe just a tiny bit straw colored. If it's yellow, if it's Tango, you're dehydrated. If you're drinking teas and coffees, which are naturally a diuretic, meaning it makes you go to the toilet, then you're gonna need more water to replace the fluids from that on top of the water that you actually ingested with your tea and coffee. And number 2, those macros. How do you put a meal together? Well, there's a really simple rule of thumb is have a handful of carbs. Imagine the size of my handful of carbs. A fistful of protein, chicken, steak, whatever it is, and 2 handfuls of leafy veg. Don't be shy of the green veg. Really gonna help with the fiber as well, gonna help your stomach do what it needs to do, and it's gonna increase the energy levels and give you a slow release of that energy throughout the day so we avoid the peaks and the troughs. A thumb full of oils, so that can be a thumbful, literally the size of your thumb of, say, olive oil, whatever it is. Something like avocado is a really good shout here. Number 4, sleep. So you've got to understand that there are 2 sides to sleep. It's what you do in the morning to get out of bed, and it's what you do at night to help you unwind. So my tips for the evening, well, are caffeine. Try and cut caffeine 10 hours before bed, because caffeine has a half-life of about 10 hours, meaning if you have a double espresso at 6 o'clock and you're going to bed at 10 o'clock, you're still going to be buzzing when you go to sleep. So you're not going to sleep. If you do sleep, your sleep quality will be impaired, or you'll wake up still feeling exhausted. So you've probably heard a lot about the blue light thing, but you can get a special pair of blue light glasses, or my recommendation is an hour before bed, just put the screen away, just go old school. You can use a Kindle, or you get a book, read for an hour, and you'll sleep a lot better. This will help your brain shut down. You can also have a hot drink, which is going to stimulate your body's hibernation reflex and help you have a great night's sleep. How do you wake up in the morning? Well, go old school. Get yourself a digital or wind-up alarm, even if you like. And make sure that that is outside of the bedroom. It needs to be away from the bed, so you physically have to get up, move to turn off the alarm, and that alone is going to be enough to kickstart your body. Then the first thing you do is down your pint of water and jump in the shower. So number 4, training. So cardio. What type of cardio can you do to lose weight? Well, fasted cardio. Doing 10 to 15 minutes first thing in the morning when you're on an empty stomach is going to help you burn fat more efficiently than doing it when you've just eaten, because you've used up the carbohydrates in your body. You're going to go straight into fat burning. But if you're wondering where the second best time to do cardio for fat burn is, if not first thing in the morning, do it just before the next meal you're going to eat. Resistance. So compound is key. I'm talking about squats. I'm talking about bench press, pull-ups. Doing multiple joint movements is going to hit your central nervous system into producing lots of testosterone and growth hormones, meaning you're going to grow muscle and get stronger very, very quickly. On top of that, you're going to get that metabolic afterburn that I mentioned earlier to really make sure for the next 48 hours, you're going to burn way more calories. Number 5, again, this is the secret sauce. How to leverage accountability and micro wins. Well, first thing you've got to do is understand your why. You've got to have an emotionally compelling reason why you're transforming your body. If you haven't got one, don't bother. I really mean it, don't bother. If there's not a really good reason that you can see, and a good coach will help you understand your reasons, why you're going to change your body, then forget about all of it. You've got to have a good reason why emotionally it gets you excited and you make that your goal. On top of that, you can make a bet, tell a friend that you're going to lose 12 kilos, 15 kilos in the next 12 weeks, or you've got to pay them $1,000. That will mean that your mates will not be dragging you to the pub all the time. They'll not be going, oh, come on, don't be a bore, because you know you've got a bet on that can really help. You can use PPP, positive peer pressure, tell social media, tell the world you're going to achieve something. Ego can actually be helpful in that respect. And accountability, buddy. Have a friend, have a partner or a partner who maybe is on the same journey that you can stay accountable with, who's going to keep you on track. Again, that's a big part of what I do as a coach. Create big mo meaning momentum. It's about those baby steps that you consistently hit. You became competent, which then creates confidence, right? If you know you can do something super easy, then you're confident about it. And it works the same with your training. And you actually get those endorphin boosts that you wouldn't get if you actually felt like you weren't hitting your goals. And those endorphins will actually increase your testosterone and actually speed your recovery and strength. But of course, the most effective way to leverage this and everything on the plan is to get a coach that's done it all before, that's been doing it for decades, have that accountability, have a tailor-made approach for your crazy lifestyle, because businessmen like you don't have the time to be planning nutrition plans, working it all out, and figuring out which best plan to go with, and have that accountability and follow the plan. If you like the video, please share it with a friend. Drop me a little comment saying what you liked about it. Or if you're really at a point when you're thinking, screw it, I just want to take action now, drop me a little message saying ready, and you can achieve what these guys achieved in the next 12 weeks working with me.